will House Republicans do about the border? We should get a vote within 24 hours. But a Republican colleague, Senator Jeff Sessions, denouncing what's going on in the House, saying it would give the president the power of amnesty for millions. Alan Colmes, Fox News contributor, host of the Alan Colmes radio show, and Brad Blakeman, former deputy assistant to President George Bush. Gentlemen, good day to both of you, and good morning. Jeff Sessions writes this, quote, "Any action Congress might consider to address the current border crisis would be futile should the president go forward with these lawless actions." He continues, "Congress must speak out and fight against them. It must use its spending power to stop the president's executive amnesty. That the House leader's border package includes no language on executive actions is surrender to a lawless president." Brad, start. So you got a point?
No, he doesn't, and here's why. You can't anticipate what the president might do or not do. We know from the president's past behavior that he likes to pick up his pen and his phone in degradation of the Constitution and act beyond his authority. We know that, but we can't put that in a bill. The president's going to pick up his pen anyway if he feels it's in his best interest. You can't ask the president to do more than what his oath requires. So I think the House is smart. Deal with the problem, deal with it for 90 days, reassess it, give the president a fifth of what he's asking for. Let's get the National Guard on the border. Let's, for once and for all, determine the status of those kids coming over here. They shouldn't have preferential treatment. And we're giving the resources that are necessary to care for these kids and adjudicate them under the laws that exist today. That's what should be done.
Okay, what the House is doing is they're trying to get a stopgap measure here for the next 60 days or something like that. Alan, critical question here. What if, during this August break, the president does take executive action?
It depends what to do what. And it depends what the executive action is. He has certain authority. I don't know what Jeff Sessions is referring to when he says he's lawless or is likely to take some kind of executive action to do what? I mean, the bill he's referring to that he's putting down, that's a Republican bill that provides, as Brad just pointed out, just a fifth of the money the president's asking for is supposed to be used. The reason for that bill is to get money to adjudicate these kids from Central America, to send them back more quickly than they're currently being sent back based on a 2008 law that was signed by George W. Bush. So I, in fact, wish the president were accepting these people into the country, giving them more due process. And as George Will said on Fox News Sunday, George Will of all people, there's no reason these kids can't all be assimilated in this country as refugees that should not be sent back to war-torn nations, and there are certain death in many cases.
But I think Sessions' larger point is about the economy, and right now you're trying to create jobs for Americans, but yet you're allowing others this could deal, Alan, with potentially 4.5 million illegals already here. Brad, the question for the House, though, is this. Secure the border first. That seems to be the linchpin for their law still today. Will they get that? Would that move forward in the Senate? Is that something the president would agree to? Because you're 6 years on, and they haven't gone there yet, and neither has this president.
The first order of business is to deal with a crisis, and we have to secure the border, and this bill goes a long way in providing the kind of pathway that should be followed, assuming this works, putting the National Guard on the border, allowing our border patrol to go on certain federal lands that they were prohibited in doing. So we need to address that problem. Now, if Harry Reid has threatened that he's going to sabotage the House bill by incorporating a larger omnibus package to this, something that isn't going to pass the House. So if the president is concerned about the crisis that he created, the House is willing to deal with that crisis, but only deal with it for 90 days, revisit it, see what's working, see what's not.
Okay.
But if Harry Reid wants to sabotage this bill, all he has to do is add some of those provisions that are unacceptable to the House.
Gentlemen, we've been debating this for 10 years. Quick answer now. Alan, will we get some deal on immigration or not? Will
no, because Congress won't act before midterm elections. And by the way, I don't know how you say Obama created this, but Obama has actually sent back almost 2 million people. He has returned almost 2 million people. He has stopped about another 2 million from coming into the country. And there is
Why didn't he stop this? Why didn't he stop these kids then? Look, if we had secure borders, they wouldn't get in.
But wait a minute. He is actually trying to, based on the bill that Sessions is putting down, stop kids from Central America.
We're going to go round and round on this, gentlemen, and we're going to pick it up again real soon. It'll be a major topic again tomorrow. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Brad. We'll talk again. 21 past, Martha.